Well, so we are done with the group stages as well as the Super 8 of the T20 World Cup 2026 edition. And we are left with four final teams. I mean, first of all, definitely um, a lot of thanks to all the 16 other teams who participated, showcasing some immense talent, giving us some splendid memories, some great games over the course of the last 3 weeks or so. But now we're left with four final teams, and guess what? Three of them participated in. Three of them were there when the last semifinals were also played in 2024, and two of them were there. Not two, in fact, three. Three of them were there even in 2022. South Africa was not there. New Zealand, India, and England. India and England have been common, and they have been playing semifinals almost every 2 years now. So they have. I mean, it's now square 1-1. Let's see who makes it this time around. So, you know, I think Ritik's voice is creating some echo
Yeah.
after Ritik joined. I'm seeing some echo. Can you just rejoin Ritik? I think some mic issue maybe from your end. Yeah, yeah. So, definitely, I mean, uh, that's a very great.
Okay, and we have comments already. I think with Gaurav Sai is saying that
Yeah,
India is
India.
winning,
Yeah, yeah. So, I
and
mean,
India versus South Africa final. India is champions. Saptarshi Abhishek, what's your take on that?
yeah. So,
Yeah, I
why
think
we're taking? I didn't say that India won't win or something, or India South Africa won't play. So, why are you saying like tagging us in particular? Yeah. So, I mean, coming back to the point. So, definitely, we are left with four final teams, and I think it's time we check out a bit and analyze on the four teams and the two semifinals, the one at Eden Gardens as well as the other at uh, Mumbai. So before that, definitely India won one great match yesterday. Sanju Samson played the innings of his life. I mean, he has played numerous such innings in IPL, but when it comes to international cricket, there's always been talks of him not being able to produce similar knocks on the international stage. He's him being inconsistent and all those things. But yesterday he produced a phenomenal knock. Yeah, I agree. I still believe that West Indies lost the match 80% because of Shai Hope's batting. And I mean, probably that collapse at Ahmedabad against South Africa played a bit in their minds, because of which they were caught up in two minds at certain stages, not being able to accelerate enough in the outplay. And India were clever enough not to bowl Bumrah too much and bowl the other bowlers during that phase when West Indies struggled. And when West Indies tried to take on, they brought back Bumrah. Particularly that over when he got Shimron Hetmeyer and Roston Chase in quick succession. And I mean, it was at that point that Hope had gone and Hetmeyer had come out with a positive mindset. He was 27 of 12, I think. He had come out swinging, but he had hit a couple of sixes as well. But then he got rid of him. So definitely, I mean, West Indies were very poor, I would say, in their batting. They had to at Eden Gardens with that enormous amount of dew in the second innings, and those short square boundaries, as well as that lightning fast outfield. I mean, once the ball goes into the outfield, races for force. So, with these conditions and that poor bowling attack, their main chance was with the spinners, but with so much dew, probably they didn't want to take that risk with spinners. But their pacers aren't that good, to be very honest, and that's where they needed those extra cushion of 20-30 runs. 220, 225 definitely would have made things a bit more spicy. Yes, so Abhishek Sharma form. Yes, I think I've already talked quite a bit, so I would like to ask any one of you to start off with this question.
yeah, I mean Abhishek Sharma's form has been a question. I think he did well against Zimbabwe. If you talk about it, but I think the main problem with Abhishek Sharma's batting is that he's yesterday also I saw him that the short two boundaries he played were delayed to watch. The ball came in his slot and he hit it very well. But again, I think the rest of the ball, some of the balls he was playing in line, it looked good. But that's what I always talk about game awareness. That in that over, when Sanju Samson already, I think 14 runs or already came off that over, we always question that whether there was a need to go for that shot, and the answer is no. You could have just
Yeah, but
gone for a
the thing,
yeah.
is, Abhishek was already 10 of 11, and probably thought that with
Doesn't
Akil
doesn't
bowling,
matter because yeah, yeah,
he was a left arm spinner, so he thought this
yeah.
was his positive matchup.
But
I
it
mean,
was the last ball of the over. If could have gone for singles. Like in T20, like what that's what I
Yeah, but
feel that
but you never know. The next over he could have got out trying to hit.
yeah,
At some point he
that
had to
I
hit.
agree. Yeah, that I agree. We had to it, but I think with Abhishek Sharma, I think strike rate is never a question. I think because if he plays 20 balls, he will be able to cover that. With he can hit success in any ball. So I think I think still feel that he is hurrying a bit, and if he takes some proper
See,
time,
I
I think
think
20-25 balls, he can easily hit 25 ball 45 or 25 ball 46.
yeah, but
And
that's the,
yeah,
yeah, but that's the thing. You want to give yourself a bit more time just to get back in some touch because you are not in touch, and then you end up playing a shy hope kind of innings. Suppose you stay out for 20 balls and you get say 21 of 20, and then at one point you have to slog. And in fact, Abhishek, I mean 10 of 11 for Abhishek is not something we are used to see. I mean he plays 10 balls, he gets off to 20, 25 usually, but uh, suppose you have even played 20 balls and you have got say 15, 18 runs, and then you try to slog one and you get out. So then, I mean, it's even more harmful to the team. It would have caused the kind of impact that Shai Hope's innings
but
had. He just
But I
wasted
think
the power
the
play.
run rate was already in question. So you have to always. That's what I'm saying. That you have to always check the run rate. The what is the team situation? How many runs are required? So that's what I
Yeah,
think
but
that it
I mean,
comes with experience. Yeah,
at some point, you have to click the Surya Kumar Yadav also. I think hung around for 16 balls and then he got out.
I still feel that wickets in hand. If run rate is not a matter for team like India who have such big power
And
hitters
probably
in their team.
he had
So
this
I
thing in
think
mind. See,
yeah,
West Indies spinners are the main bowlers. Their pacers aren't that good. So if they had to win, they had to win using the spinners like they did against England also. Godakesh Modi, Akil Hossain,
yeah,
and Roshan
they were
Chase.
brilliant in the England match. Yeah,
Yeah, so he knew that Akil Hossain had already gone for say 10, 12 runs in that over from or 14 runs, whatever it was, against Samson. Now, if I can also hit him a six and get it down to 18, 20 runs of that over, maybe Akil won't even be introduced into the attack for the third over. And that's one victory for us.
and even and that's surprising to me. I think Akil Hussain didn't bowl in the power play also. I think. Sorry, in the middle overs, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, and I felt at that point when they needed 92 of 8, I think India, they could have, West Indies could have
Gone for
brought,
Akil
could have
Hussain, but yeah,
or Butakesh Modi because he has got that variety of the Chinaman to the lefty and the slow left arm to the
yeah.
righty. So he has got both those varieties. He could have been brought at least against Tilak, who doesn't usually love to start against spin. He loves pace more
I
in the
think
initial overs.
that time they thought of going with Roston Chase, which was again an interesting move. He did well in T20. He has that grip, but
Yeah, even
he's
Roshan,
not a specialist T20 bowler
yeah,
compared to the
yeah, but
likes of
I feel
Akil Hussain or Udagesh Moti.
Yeah, but I feel Roshan still did well in the first over. That second over he got smashed. I agree, but maybe that Shamar Joseph over could have been introduced
Yeah,
later, and at that point they could have given another over to spin. In fact, maybe Akil could have been trusted a bit more. I mean, for Samson, it was his zone. Yesterday, you really can't plan when a player is in that kind of a zone. I mean, it was that kind of innings like Harry Brook played the other day against England. I mean, when a player plays like that, those matchups and analytics, everything fails. So
yeah,
you can't plan for Sanjus, but the thing you can do is you can plan for the other guy. So I think that's where West Indies also failed a bit. They didn't even try enough hard length deliveries or something, short balls or something against Samson. So I think West Indies had some lack of planning for the Indian batting, but again, their best chance was to score, and when they could attack later on, I mean, despite that slow start, they could get to 196. So they will definitely look back and feel had we got 20 or more runs in that power play, had Shy of got off to a better start, I mean, we could have easily got to
and
220.
those last 3 overs were very crucial from Bumrah, Arshdeep, and where I think they were in 17 overs, they were 170 odd, and the way they restricted them to 196. That was some brilliant death
Yeah,
bowling
even
from Bumrah
no,
and
still the
Arshdeep at
last
the
over
last.
went for 14. I think Arshdeep
Even though
bowled a
it
very
went,
good 19th over.
it was a very good 19th over, and Bumrah bowled a very good 17th over. It only got hit for one boundary when the likes of what to
Yeah.
say, Rodman Powell and Holder were smashing the ball all over the park.
Rahman Powell and Jason Holder.
Yeah, they're smashing the ball all over the park, and 200 seemed. inevitable. But I think India, from there only, the momentum slowly shifted in favor of India, where they, I think, managed to restrict India to a subpar total, I would say, on that pitch with Dew coming in. And batting was never a concern. I think Indian batters, I think whoever came in, they chipped in very well, and everybody
Yeah,
gave a good partnership.
even Shivam Dubey when he came, they needed I think 17 of 10 or something.
Yeah, match could have
And
gone otherwise if he hadn't hit those two boundaries. You never know the pressure, like chasing double digit of last over in a virtual
yeah,
quarterfinal. You never
yeah,
know.
you never know. I mean, 17 of 10, you play another couple of dot balls here, and then maybe
Yeah,
Samson tries a big shot, he gets out. All of a sudden, you need to 13, 14 of the last over with two new batters at the crease.
it is
Things can
always a
go
tough.
funny way.
It was, and we have seen our South Africa in the 2024 World Cup final.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yeah, so I think now time to move on to the semifinals. We have had enough discussion on the quarterfinal. So let's Ritik start off with the first semifinal, which is South Africa versus New Zealand at the Eden Gardens.
Yeah, I mean, these two teams, again, we all know the underdogs of cricket who have been constant underachievers given their standards. So, I mean, looks to be a good game. And again, just like the previous match, previous virtual quarterfinal, toss would play a huge role, as always, with the due factor coming in especially in the second innings. And yeah, definitely, the chasing team will have advantage, and it promises to be a great match. And if you ask me, who are the favorites, I would go with South Africa, given the impeccable form that they have shown right through the tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, Abhishek, anything to say?
and I agree with Ritik comments. I think South Africa have already beaten New Zealand in the group stage. Although it's a
And
knockout,
most
the pressure is,
importantly, India.
yeah, it's knockout, and the pressure is always high. But I think the kind, if you look paper, if you try to match the strength paper by paper, I think South African side looks to me a bit ahead compared to the New Zealand side. Although I would say that
Yeah.
if New Zealand misses Matt Henry tomorrow, that
Yeah,
will be that
he's
would
gone
be
for
a,
parental leave, so
yeah,
that's
that would be a great loss for
guys.
them, because it was Matt Henry who was always giving them wicket in the first over in the power play. So if they misses Matt
Yeah,
Henry, it will be a big
and
loss
I
for
remember
them.
that Champions Trophy 2025 final when Martin missed it because of a
Yeah,
shoulder injury. He was trying just before the selection, so he just couldn't make it in time for the selection. I
mm,
remember it still.
yeah, and he
So
was in tears before the match. So that's
yeah,
what. Yeah,
yeah. And now coming back to the match, so there's an interesting start. South Africa, I think, are 5-0 against New Zealand in T20 World Cups, 4-0 or 5-0, most likely 5-0. But in knockouts, till now, South Africa have lost thrice to New Zealand, but all three have been in ODI formats, ODI World Cups or Champions Trophy. 2011 ODI World Cup, 2015 ODI World Cup, and then 2025
2025.
Champions Trophy.
Yeah,
So, I mean, either the record of South Africa not finishing against New Zealand in knockout game will break, or New Zealand will win for the first time against South Africa in a T20 World Cup match. So, something on the other is definitely going to happen. Now, coming to the analysts, I mean, see, I think again the toss will play a very vital role at Eden Gardens with the dimensions of the ground and the excessive amount of dew that comes.
Yeah.
In fact, late in the first innings only, not even in the second innings exactly. So
mm.
with that, I think second batting always becomes a preferred option. And if you are batting
Yes.
fast, it's as simple as that. You need to put up 200 plus
And
on the
add to
board.
that is the dimensions of the ground, where it's
Yeah,
just
Hmm.
the ground
70
dimensions.
75 meters,
The ground dimensions are
not
small.
much. Yeah.
The pitch is an absolute belter, and the outfield once the ball rolls on it, it's a sheer shot
Once
four.
the ball goes through those covered pitches, the extra pitches, I think it speeds up the speed of the ball. So I think, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I think he's new to a channel. Yeah, thanks a lot. So if you're new, I mean, please subscribe the channel if you haven't done it yet, and please
Yes.
press the bell icon for further updates so that you don't miss out anything. So you guys have something to say for him? Uh, I'm just interrupting myself.
yeah. Thank you for joining new to our channel. And as
Yes.
Saptashi mentioned that if you could join subscribe our channel, and please share, share, and subscribe with any of your
Okay,
friends, and it
okay.
would be great.
Okay, okay, we
Uh,
have got it. He's our go.
okay, okay.
Okay, so anyways, I mean, coming back to the point, I think again batting second will be a preferred option, and if you're batting first, you need to put up to 100 plus on the board. It's as simple as that. And particularly if you are New Zealand who are batting first, I think it becomes even more tough. Right now, South Africa have the better team on paper. If somehow South Africa ends up batting first, New Zealand are chasing. I think New Zealand has a better chance. And also, if they have someone like Matt Henry, uh, and maybe Jacob Duffy comes back. So during the twilight session, particularly since Eden is close to the Ganges also, so at that point of time, uh, just during the twilight session, the ball does a bit, it bobbles around a bit. We were seeing yesterday also when Hardik and Arshdeep were bowling those early overs, the ball
Yes.
does a bit in the early overs, particularly in the first innings. And
Yeah,
that's where if New Zealand is batting bowling, they have got a chance with Matt Henry and Jacob Duffy both are playing. So if they can get South Africa 2-3 down in the power play, it can put some amount of pressure on South Africa. And then if you are batting, so that just reduces that or that level gap between the two teams. But if New Zealand end up batting first, I think it's even more difficult for New Zealand. And then I have to probably say 75-25. I mean, New Zealand batting first and then defending with that bowling attack, which I mean that New Zealand bowling
Yes.
attack is not bad, but the thing is that bowling attack, I think once the power play is done, they don't have enough amount of mystery or any X factor kind of bowlers. Mitchell Sandner has been a bit disappointing, to be honest, in
yeah,
this tournament. Hasn't been his own self, and add to that some of the decisions that he has taken throughout the tournament. I mean, pretty stupid to be very blatant. I mean, he bowled Glenn Phillips
Yeah.
in that 18th over against England. Will Jackson, Adit Rashid, and Rehan Ahmed just smacked him out of the ground.
My goodness.
even, even against UAE, I think he bowled Glenn Phillips for an over in the 17th or 18th, if I'm not wrong. And UAE smashed 27 of that over. So there has been some decisions from Sandner which have been baffling to say the least. So in that aspect, again, I think New Zealand's best chance is winning the toss and chasing. And
yeah.
against that South African power pack lineup, I mean, if South Africa post anything big, or even if in New Zealand are batting first, I think three of their batters who are main threat to South Africa are Finalen, Tim Seifert, and Glenn Phillips. These three can
Definitely.
change the game in the blink of an eye.
You can talk about a little bit on Rachin Ravindra also, because on these pitches he will favor him more compared to the Sri Lankan pitches. But yeah, the top
See, I
three
think
is are the
I think
main thing.
Rachin Ravindra,
Although Stanton has also played
Rachin Ravindra has
wonders
been a
at the, yeah,
total disappointment in his entire T20 career, even on this T20
yeah,
World Cup. He hasn't yet cracked the T20 code, and
that's true. But yeah,
and
but I
at
think
points,
this
I
pitch
think,
may suit him.
but yeah, and mind you, I mean, Finland will be playing on this pitch for the next couple of months also. So will be Tim Seifert and Rachin Ravindra. So the top three will be playing on this track for the next couple of months. It's quite a few games they will be playing. But
Yeah,
anyways, I mean, Rachin Ravindra, I think sometimes is caught up in that mind of defending or attacking, and he is a bit tentative in that zone. Ideally, if I would have been in a New Zealand team, I would have preferred to maybe push Rachin down the order and say that you go and play a power play innings in the middle. I will play you as a floater whenever we require. If we collapse, we will send early or you will send later on. And you play Daryl Mitchell at three. I think someone like Daryl Mitchell at number three gives that stability because you have got Allen and Seifert who can do the damage in the power play. Then you send someone like Daryl Mitchell. He is very good against spin bowling. We know he can handle the paces as well. And he can hit those timely boundaries also. And if he can get those first 10, 15 balls going, he can play a big innings, something like 80 or 60 or 80 or 50, 85 or 55 kind of knock. And then again, you have got the power in Glenn Phillips, Jimmy Neesham, Rachin can come in
Hmm.
between. You have got Mark Chapman. So you have got the power. So just, I think Daniel Mitchell at number five is a proper miscalculation, to be very
Even
honest.
Sandner, for that matter, he can also chip in with a few shots.
Yeah, uh, definitely. I mean, uh, this is like I'm not very convinced of the idea to constantly send Daryl Mitchell at number five because I feel he's a much better player if promoted up the order. But let's see. I mean, whatever they do. As far as South Africa is concerned, well, I think the only question might be uh, whether they bring in Enric Nokia, but I really don't see them dropping Kenzo Rabada. Though I would have
No,
probably
no.
thought of bringing someone like Enric Nokia in Eden, because in Eden that length which Kagiso Tabata bowls, that constant hard length, that pace, it's a very vulnerable length because it doesn't bounce a lot on that pitch, and you can easily smack it over those short square boundaries. In Eden, you need to develop a bit more variations and maybe bowl a bit fuller to get that swing. So maybe Nokia for Rabada, but I really don't feel South Africa going to do it. That batting order is in some good shape, so they won't ponder a lot over the batting attack. So, anything else on this match? I mean, you guys,
I
Abhishek.
think
Yeah,
we
I
have
think,
covered almost all the grounds.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, still like Abhishek has
yeah. If you
anything
wanted to
else?
say something,
No, I think both are very like if we talk about the start of the tournament, both were I think were one of the strong contenders to win this World Cup. And technically speaking, in my view, I think these are the two teams I think who I think could have beaten India on their considering the extent that Indian team who are considered as hosts could have done it. South Africa have already done it. So I think both are very strong teams. I think yeah, I agree that New Zealand didn't play very well in the Super 8 with the likes of England, but I think this is a knockout, and the best always comes in knockout stages, and they're a very disciplined team, and with the fielding, beat the batting and bowling, and I think this as Ritik mentioned, this will be a builder of a match, and anything if the first team scores 190 plus, I think it would be very interesting to
yeah,
see that how the team
Yeah,
batting second can
my
manage that
only
one,
problem
and
with New Zealand is I think that batting order doesn't have enough kind of, what can I say? I think this batting order is a very good batting order. 10 years back, T20 the way T20 was played, but right now they don't have enough T20 match winners. I feel if Finalen goes well, Team Seifert goes well, Glenn Phillips goes well, they can win. But if none of these three go well, then do they have any other players who can get them a 200 plus score? Because in Eden you
I
have
think
to bat very
I
well.
think then they will be restricted to 160, 170,
Yeah,
which I think
yeah,
is not that much
yeah,
ideal
yeah, yeah.
to be in
Sh-
Eden.
Sure. I mean, I would love to be proven wrong that maybe even 170 might be defendable. Sometimes Eden dishes out pitches with a bit of turn and all, but over the last 2 3 years, even when KKR plays and all those matches, I've seen. I mean, Eden is an absolute belter. Yeah, if I just leave out the 2023 World Cup, because in 2023 World Cup, Eden was giving slow turners. If you remember that Australia South
No,
Africa
if you
semi-final.
change the formats, then I think if we talk about Test, India couldn't even chase 126 in the fourth innings.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So that
that's
that's
a
what.
different thing. Yeah,
No, but
yeah.
even in ODI, sometimes they give good pitches. But in the 2023 World Cup, it was mostly, I remember, slow turners that Australia South Africa game. The pitch was very tricky to bat, and off they almost made a meal of that chase. But nonetheless, I think New Zealand have to hope one of those three players go well, and then the others somehow revolve
But
around them.
yeah, in this
Because
question,
for
I am
South,
also in this
because
question
for
I am
South
also a
Africa,
question.
yeah,
Do like they have if you talk about Markram, De Kock is he played well against West Indies, but don't you think that it's the same for South Africa? Like Markram is there, De Kock is there. Then Rickelton, I'm not sure how he fares against the big teams.
no.
So that's the question.
The thing
Then you
with
have the likes
South
of
Africa
Brevis,
is,
Markram, and Stubbs. So that's only six.
yeah, but the
And
thing with South
yeah,
Africa, all those six batters on their day can smack a 50 ball 100 or maybe a 40 ball 100. All of them are destructive.
but after six, there is like that's the point I wanted to make that I think
No,
which India exploited
even at
even in the
seven, there is
2024 World Cup that
even at seven there
they
is
knew that
Jansen. He can
even at
smack
30,
sixes.
yeah, but yeah,
And then
Johnson
there
was
is Corbin Bosch. He's also very capable batter.
that I think that's the point India exploited in the 2024 World Cup. Even when I think they were 30 of 30 down, I think
Yeah.
they knew that even if they need one wicket, I think they knew that they were in game, and that eventually happened. They got the wicket of Klassen, and then Johnson is a very good striker. But I think when quality bowlers like Bumrah comes, I think it's not. I'm not blaming him, but I think he becomes bamboozled. The way the same thing happened in Ahmedabad, they couldn't handle the likes of pace of Bumrah. It was Hardik Pandya whom Davis hit for two sixes in the final over. So I think South Africa batting looks good if we talk about top six, but I think with the likes of De Kock, who is not as his originally best, I think Miller played a blender of a knock, so Miller will be the one to look for. I'm not sure still about Stubbs. Brevis, it was after a long time he hit a 40 plus score. So I think still South African batting has, and even the last match against Zimbabwe, they scored
Yeah,
154 for the loss of 5 wickets in
I
around
think
18 overs, and it
I
was
think in one
yeah,
word that South African batting has a lot more powerhouse than compared to New Zealand. If I
yeah,
just put
yeah,
it that way,
Yes.
and
yeah. That's true. That's true. But I
with
think
Eden mostly hosting high scoring games, I think you will need to flex your muscles a bit to win this game. To be honest, it won't be a game of exact skillful batting or what we call textbook batting. You need to have some powerhouse to win matches at Eden. You have to be stable. You have to be prepared to either put up 200 plus on the board or maybe chase down 200 plus, whatever you are doing. So I think that's where New Zealand just falls behind South Africa. Yeah, if I talk about the bowling, that South African bowling, I still say isn't very best. On flat tracks, they can go for runs. I repeat,
yeah, I
on
think
flat tracks,
bowling. I think both can be comparable. I guess.
on flat tracks,
But yeah,
they can go for runs. This was the attack which went for 300 in England. So they have, I mean, one of those New Zealand batters go and they can go for plenty. To be very honest.
Yeah.
that's true. That's true. And yeah, I think next we can talk about the. If no comments are there, we can slowly start on the
No, I
Indian
don't
England
see
match.
any comments actually.
Yeah. So I mean, I think you guys start now. I've already spoken a lot. So about the India England, the next match. And okay, before we go to that, so any changes you are seeing in both the teams, New Zealand and South Africa?
I don't think the knockouts is the place where you go for experimentations and do the changing unless you are forced with an injury or someone like the case of Matt Henry. I think otherwise they are going with the same squad. I guess. Uh,
Okay.
yeah. Any thoughts on you, Asutashi, or if any changes
Yeah,
you
I
see?
I
No, I
think
also don't
in
see
Sri
any
Lanka,
changes actually.
yeah, I think in Sri Lanka they played Makonchi and probably they will drop him. Isodi also needs to be dropped anyways. He bowls trash these days. So I think in those two places, one is Jacob Duffy comes back, and another one will be Jimmy Nisham coming back. And if Matt Henry somehow misses out, then they might be tempted to play which other pacer do they have?
Jameson is there. Jameson is there.
Okay,
Uh,
okay. So if Matt Henry misses out, I think go with Jamison. He can pound the
Jameson
ball a bit
can,
and can
yeah, he
bowl.
can give that swing. I think Jacob Duffy is already. I think he's already playing. I guess.
No,
Ferguson is anyways.
Jacob Duffy didn't play the Sri Lankan leg, so he is
Okay.
probably coming back. But again, Jacob Duffy also hasn't had a very good time in India. I mean, he was smacked badly
Yeah.
in the T20 series, and even
Uh,
I think in that South
Ferguson is
Africa
playing.
game,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
even in the South
Uh,
Africa game, Jacob Duffy was smacked for some 20, I think, in his first over. So coming back to
it,
South Africa, I think they won't be
I think they're
making
going
so
with the
many
same team. I
changes.
think Rabada, Nigidi, Janssen, Bosch, and Maharaj. Spin department,
Yes.
Yes.
you can say that South Africa is a bit weak, but Maharaj, those 4 overs which he gives are very critical. I think would be for South Africa.
Yeah, one thing I might have thought is had South Africa started with someone like George Linder in place of Maharaj, just gives that extra batting touch.
And he played
And,
yesterday's match against Zimbabwe, and he scored 20 of 31. So yeah, had he not
and
played that innings,
what was his bowling returns?
yeah, I'm seeing the bowling returns. So he was
I
three
think
overs
yesterday
22.
Quena also played. Quena also
Uh,
played
yeah,
yesterday.
Khoina Mafaka, and he bowled well, 4 overs 21 for the loss of 2 wickets. Rabada didn't
And
play
Yeah, that
yesterday's
is
match.
good.
George Linder, what did you say? His bowling
three
figure.
overs, 22 runs, 1 wicket. Yeah, I was just checking the scorecard only, and Zimbabwe actually did well. I think South Africa needed to score
See,
154.
honestly
They did
speaking,
it on
I would have loved
154. Yeah,
South Africa to start off with Linda, considering that he can offer that extra bit with the bat down the order. I mean, on a day when
that's the
maybe
thing. That's the thing because if you have
on a
one,
day
two,
you
three,
need
four, only
you
six
need eight of two. Maybe Linda is someone who can get that. Maharaj is not exactly capable batter for T20
exactly,
format,
and
but
yeah,
and okay, if Maharaj, I mean, you don't want to compromise on bowling just for the sake of batting. But again, I don't think Linda is a very poor bowler compared to Maharaj. Maybe it might be a very negligible difference, but that batting difference between the two is something significant. So could they have played Linda? But I think right now
because
in this situation they
I'm not
won't.
sure, Saptarshi, because Quinton de Kock yesterday went for duck. Tristan Stubbs was 21 runs of 24 balls. So it's not that all the six have clicked at the same time. So they have shown their struggles. So just
Yeah,
playing with
against
just playing
India
with
also
six
they went
batters,
20 for 3.
yeah.
Then somehow
So just playing
Miller
with
and
six
Bravis
batters,
and Stubbs
I'm not
got this.
sure. I think yeah, your point is correct that they can go with that extra batter, which they need. But I think playing with six batters could be a risky option, and opponents can all any day exploit that weakness. I would say. I'm not bringing the likes of Janssen and Bosch because uh, let's be honest, they're not Hardik Pandya or Shivam Dubey with the bat. So it's not like they can. You don't expect
No,
from them batting every time. They are very good bowlers,
I think at
and
number
you,
7,
yeah.
Bosch I think is a good enough batter, but Janssen at number 7
But still,
right now Janssen has improved a lot. I think he can hit spin also, and he has shown his skills with the bat. Yeah, maybe
but
he isn't
I would
someone
not
who's
call him an all-rounder. Still, he's a specialist bowler. Still, in my view.
no, he is a
Yeah,
designated all rounder. I think. What is his designation in ESPN? Let me check.
That's the thing that if anybody can bowl a bat, he can be called an all-rounder. Then in that case, Virat Kohli is
No, no,
also an all-rounder,
yeah,
or
yeah,
anybody who
exactly.
can spin. But that's not that's it's always a
See, that's the thing.
I would say,
Washington Sundar is also an all-rounder, but in the T20 format, I doubt how well he can bat and hit those big shots. So,
and
no, but the point with Marco is he can hit those big shots. He has got the long levers,
he
and
yeah,
can
but
hit those
how
big
reliable is
shots.
he?
But how
That's
reliable
the thing.
exactly?
Everyone can hit. I mean, can hit and will hit. That's
yeah,
the thing. I
yeah,
mean,
his T20 has strike rate is 144, and his
And
T20 strike rate is 137. That's a bit low, but
and
T20 I is 141.
and India exploited that very well in the 20. I'm saying it again because they always knew that they needed 1 wicket and then wickets fell in succession with the likes of
Yeah,
Janssen and all.
I
So
think
I
Jansen was a
think
big
playing with
candidate.
just six batters,
But anyways,
uh,
that day South Africa didn't even need to hit sixes. They just needed to stay at the crease. They
I
couldn't
mean
do that.
that's
even
what
if
I'm
they
saying.
rotated the strike, that would have done the job for them.
That's what
Yes.
I'm saying. That the playing with six batters, I'm not the view because other teams are batting, keeping the batting up to eight.
Yeah, so
So
they could have played
yeah,
later, but I think at this point they won't be playing him.
and
Honestly
it was
speaking,
actually Linda who helped them win the studies match because he scored 20, 30 of 21. Otherwise, the match would have gone way more deep. So apart from
yes,
Brevis who hit 18 ball 42, none of the batters could do well. Rickelton did well, 22 balls 31. But if we talk about Miller, 16 ball 22, Markram 4 runs. So I'm not sure of the South African batting lineup, to be very honest, when it comes to knockouts. But we need to check that one.
yes. So I think if
Okay.
we are more or less done with this,
Yeah,
slowly you can start off with the second one.
yeah. I think two again. Coming from two good teams to I think again two good teams. I think who on their day there are plenty of match winners. If we talk about England side, there are the likes of Josh Butler who has been out of form, but that's what big players do. They come back to form in when it matters the most. You have the likes of Phil Salt. Harry Brook played a blinder against the Pakistan. Although I would like to
Yes.
see him improve his stats against India because when series was played, he was not up to his best. But how he can handle the spin of Varun Chakravarti because I think he gave him trouble. The likes of Akshay Patel. Will Jess has been brilliant. I think 4 man of the match awards from the
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
ball and bat in hand. Sam Curran has been good for them. Jacob Bethel has been upside down, but Archer is there. Rashid, a proven match winner when it comes to T20s. You talk about this spell in the final, in the semi-final of the 2022 World Cup. Even 2024 World Cup, he was not that bad. So I think England team has some proper T20
It's a very
specialists.
balanced team actually.
It's a very balanced team. Although I would say that they, just like India, I would say they have been not able to win any match convincingly. If you remember the Nepal match, also Italy scored against, also a team like Italy scored 178 against them. Sri Lanka match also they were down and out, but I think it was. I think you could blame Sri Lankan batting more that they couldn't even chase 147 on their home track, where they, some of the shots which they played was beyond my capacity on, or what I can describe more. Yes, against New Zealand also they were struggling. So I think they had their own share struggles, but they are in the semi final, and in semi final they are two-time World Cup champs. So you never know that uh, how they play in
Yes,
the
so in the
semi
first
final.
semi-final, it's the battle of two teams who haven't won the T20 World Cup yet, and in the second, it's two teams who are trying to win it for the third time.
Third time,
Yes,
and most
yes.
importantly for India because they are playing at home and they're defending it. So, and I think if you talk about Indian side, from my personal view, I think that India would be happy to face England compared to New Zealand because of their recent trauma against them in the recent knockouts and their record against them in the T20 World Cup. I think they're 2-0 against New Zealand. I think I mean they've lost both the matches against New Zealand. And I think apart from South Africa, I feel that one of the teams that could beat India was New Zealand. So I think India would be happy that two strong oppositions would be locking horns and one of them getting eliminated, and India could, I think, favor. Still, I think the England bowling India would be more comfortable playing against compared to the likes of Matt Henry, or you say the likes of Samson. They had their own share of struggles. Sanju Samson was struggling badly in the New Zealand series because of which he was dropped, especially against Henry when the ball was coming in. He was struggling against Santner. Abhishek Sharma had two ducks, although he batted
Even
some
when
of the matches
England
he
toured
batted well.
India last year in January, I think Jofra
Yeah,
Archer dismissed Samson continuously with short balls.
third ball. So that is one of the still concerns. But I think Matt Henry was troubling him more. I'm not sure how the Wankhede pitch would be if so, and how Sanju Samson has up his game. But Abhishek Sharma has a very good record against England. I think he has hit a century against this team.
Yeah,
Um,
at Wankhede only.
Surya Kumar Yadav had played well against England in the 2024 World Cup semi-final. So you have the likes of Tilak Verma who was playing well against England in that series.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think India would be happy to face England more compared to New Zealand. I would say.
Yeah, and to adding to that, I think you mentioned the bowlers who India would be, I mean, happy to face. But I would just like to add to that someone like Adil Rashid, who has played this opponent so many times and who knows this opponent so well. I actually see that India might. I mean, I'm a bit skeptical that he can be a reason of trouble for India in the upcoming match
Absolutely,
because
and
he
considering
knows
the
this
way India has
opposition
played
very well.
spin, and considering the
Yeah,
way India has played spin this tournament,
and his experience against this team, he has
and
played on numerous
experience.
occasions.
So I
Yeah.
think Adil Rashid is gonna be a challenging one, and I think I think the likes of Surya, although I don't know, they
Although
have already
Surya in
30 minutes.
important
Yeah,
matches and Surya in
he was
unimportant matches are two different players. So
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
the one
so
who dismissed
but I think
Surya in that
Surya can,
2022 semi-final at Adelaide.
but I think Surya can should ideally play him because he had that sweep against him. I think which he used well against him in the 2024 World Cup semi-final. The sweep
Yeah, but
against
yeah,
Adil
even in the
Rashid.
2024, he and Livingston bowled well. I think he gave 24 in 4 overs. Livingston gave 25 in 4 overs. It was the Pacers who went for runs in the 11
Yes,
other
yes,
uh,
yes. But they handled
12
him well.
overs.
I think him and Rohit Sharma without giving him any wicket and taking India to a respectable total of 170, which was I think more than enough for that England team on that pitch.
Yes, particularly
So
on the slow Guyana pitch at
it
Providence.
on a slow Guyana pitch. So I'm expecting Surya Kumar to do the same. Although I think as a captain, I think whenever it mattered the most, whenever against big teams, he has failed so badly, and you cannot tell if that even form is a concern because
Yeah, so
in
against
the match previously he scored 33 of 13, and
yeah,
all
so
of a
against
sudden, yes,
in India, Adil Rashid has played 17 T20Is and he's picked up 14 wickets at an economy of
That tells
7.5.
you the story. Yeah,
that gives the whole story that Ritik was pointing, and that's
And
I think.
he has bowled a dot ball percentage of 38 against India.
yeah.
But I think uh, I still think that the likes of Abhishek Sharma, if he stays till after 6 overs,
Yeah,
because Adil Rashid will not come in power play. So I think
yeah,
Surely.
I don't see the spinners which can because the spinners has been one of the points which was struggling Abhishek Sharma, and he is one of the guys who likes pace
See,
on
I
the
mean,
bat.
there will be
So
Adil Rashid and there will be Will Jacks.
Will
Jacob Bethel
Jack will
might
with him.
slot in. And the other one which I was about to come to. So, do England play Liam Dawson or do they play Rayan Ahmed? Because I think Jamie Overton is going to come back because they need that
I
extra
think
pressure at
Liam
Mumbai.
Dawson. I think Liam Dawson.
I'm not sure about yeah. Jamie Overton did well in the Sri Lankan leg because in Sri Lankan pitches, if you hit I think he is more of a high hit the length kind of of a person who did well in the Sri
Yeah,
Lankan pitches.
but they
But
need that extra pressure, so
on
they have to
Indian,
bring
yeah,
him back.
that I agree with that. But I think on Indian pitches that hit the
Yeah.
length would not help him much, and I think he will be going to be hammered. I think he was already hammered in the. If you remember the last series, England played against India. So I think you need
No,
someone with
he did well
variations.
in Chennai and in I think where was that fourth game? It was in Pune, I think. In Mumbai, I think he got
But
hammered. But
I think England is also going with Overton because of his ability to bat. I think they're
yeah,
trusting that ability.
yeah,
I think
surely you see their
of Overton.
lineup. They have Adil Rashid at number 11.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
But I would not go. I think England went with Rehan Ahmed more because I think they knew that they have already qualified for the semi-final. I think, and it
Yeah,
was just kind of an
but then
experimentation which they like to
but
do.
then the innings that Rayan played the other night, do they think that we can pick him in place of Dawson? Because Dawson is a left-arm spinner, and if
That's
Abhishek stays long and or Dubes comes up, you can't even bowl Dawson. So do they
uh, that's
prioritize the batting returns of Rehan or the bowling returns of
that's my
Dawson?
question. That's my question. That are you convinced that Rehan Ahmed can give you 4 overs with the spin? If yes,
No, I think
then
they
play him.
don't need 4 overs. Maybe they can get a few overs from Will Jacks or Jacob
Uh,
Bethel.
I still feel that the players should be fixed on their specialization. I think if he's a bowling all rounder, then bowling should be his main concern rather than going for batting. I think if it's a batting all rounder, then batting should be his strength. So just because Jahan Ahmed batted well, no doubt, but just because he did well, the temptation to go with him in a semi-final, I don't think that would be a good option. Considering Dawson also bowled well against Pakistan, he took 3 wickets,
Yeah,
I think, for a very good economy.
yeah, yeah.
And
And
with the
Liam
likes
Dawson
of
is
yeah,
a very experienced campaigner. I mean, he's played across numerous franchises in multiple leagues
exactly.
across the globe. So
And more
he's
importantly, his bowling hand is left-handed. So we know that against left-arm spinners, India is not
yeah,
as effective
and
as
he's a
against
very
right-arm
and he's a
spinners.
very canny operator. I mean,
Yeah,
he can vary his pace
and
excellently.
make
And
sure Dawson is also no mug with the bat. He can also bat.
Yeah.
Not I would not say he's a big striker of the ball because I haven't seen him much batting.
or you can do one thing: you drop Josh Butler and play Rehan Ahmed. Rehan Ahmed can't play worse than him right now.
No, that would make the headlines if that happens.
Should
I don't think
I mean, let's
but I think still, but
Harry
I
Brook
think
go
still
to Josh Butler and say, mate, you are anyway scoring in single digits. Rayan will at least give me a couple of overs and can
That
score better
that
than me.
would be that would be an MSD kind of call. I mean, bowling Joginder Sharma in place of Harbhajan, something of that sort. But yeah,
But I
I mean,
think still,
you
I
never.
think Josh Butler. I think the caliber that he has, the quality he has, he just need once the ball gets timing of his
If we
bat.
get
I think 1 2
scoring,
boundaries,
you know
it will be
that
very
what
I mean,
it's cut
I
and
think
call for opposition.
it depends upon the start. Sometimes you need that early luck. Maybe a couple of edges go for four, or a couple of drive
exactly.
few edges go to the boundary, and then you start feeling well. You feel that the ball is coming onto the bat. I mean, definitely India will not want that to happen to Josh Butler in this game, because then 2022
Yeah,
can get
Yes,
surely.
repeated again.
exactly. So India, anyways, cannot take Josh Butler lightly after the 2022
And
game.
you know, I mean, Butler is someone, if he goes, he can score 100 of 40 balls.
Absolutely, and definitely you don't want that to happen on a semi-final. So
He can be as
yeah,
destructive as he can.
I will not say that he would score 100 or 40, but if he gets going
Yeah,
60,
at
60 balls
this
100, yeah,
at
he's
this stage,
going
I
nowhere.
think he
Yeah,
can't. In a better form, he can, but
and also maybe along with Josh Butler, one of the forms is Phil Salt. He has been also terrible this season. Apart from the Sri Lanka game, he also
yeah,
couldn't do well. So opening is a concern, I would still say, and that's what I told that both the teams, the batting has been in patches. That like some of it has been more of a, I would say, individual brilliance. Come yesterday, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
yeah.
That's actually
all
a
the
good
players
point.
did well.
Yeah.
Harry
Yesterday,
Brook
all
and
the
Will
players
Jacks in
did well.
particular.
Tilak Verma supported well. Hardik Pandya was also patchy, but uh, if it lost to Shivam Dubey,
See,
so but
it
yeah,
eventually
still
boiled down to one innings. I mean, you see that almost
yeah,
50% of the runs one player is scoring. That's not a good sign. I mean, you
that's not a
don't
good
see
sign.
team effort.
Absolutely, that's absolutely not a good sign. And yeah, I think that's what I think. So I would say this is a battle between two patchy teams who have been in patches doing well throughout the World Cup. So it's I think who can take
And
the
again, one hell of a contest. The
again
second
hell,
semi-final also.
uh, again a hell of a contest, absolutely. And it also remains to be seen what kind of support the Wankhede pitch offers. Will it be spinning more
Yeah,
or uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
and who will
Also, I
prepare
mean,
the pitches?
do you really see Archer doing well, or Abhishek loving Archer space?
I think
I
Abhishek
think Abhishek would
loves
love.
space.
Yeah, he would
He
love
would
that
love
extra
space.
space.
Because I think Archer doesn't have that good variations. With I think to remember the
Yeah.
Ahmedabad match, which Rabada was extracting very well from him, with Janssen did very well against Abhishek Sharma, like taking the pace of the ball, which Lungi Ingidi did very well. I don't see Archer doing that well. I think, and that's why you should remember the
In
match
fact,
versus
I think they can use the left arm angle as well. The slowish nature of bowling against Abhishek and Sam Curran early in the power play.
absolutely Sam Curran could be
Yes,
a good
yes.
option against Abhishek Sharma. That would be a
Sam
good
Curran is
matchup.
someone who is
Yeah,
that
he can
left
take
arm
the
angle.
pace off
Uh,
and give you those
yeah,
good,
he can take
those
the pace
important
off
overs.
and get that ball to move away from Abhishek at a slow pace. So that's where Abhishek can get deceived.
Absolutely, I
Yeah, so
think
if you see Josh Butler's IPL stats in Wankhede since 2018, because before that he was anyways playing a lot of games at it. I think he had 2 4 years since 2018. He averages 45 and strike rate at 150 at Wankhede.
that's not a good
No,
sign.
that's
For,
not
I
good.
would say
And he
for
loves
India,
matching Mumbai Indians. Every time he plays there, he scores a 50. He has 350s and 100.
and our captain is from Mumbai Indians, so that's
Yeah,
also not a good sign. So, anyways, I think irrespective of what Josh Butler does, he's a legend of this game, and I think we are just I think if I don't know if it's his last T20 World Cup or not, but he has been a great servant for the T20 cricket. And personally, if you talk,
surely, surely.
we would love him. Although we know that it's Indian team, so but uh, I think it would be great to see him if he
Yeah,
bats
but
well.
if you the Wankhede crowd will surely cheer even if he gets going because they are lovers of the game. We all know.
Yeah,
So
that
yeah,
Butler is a crowd favorite, especially in IPL. So uh,
Yes,
I mean,
yes, surely. And now, coming to India, I mean, do you see any changes, or again, like
no,
which players are gonna stand out and which players
uh,
might have a weakness
any
and all
chance
those
of
things?
Kuldeep coming in? Any
that's
guesses?
maybe if I was the coach, but that's the thing that Hardik Pandya, this T20 World Cup has not been that best with the ball compared to the 2024 World Cup.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
say
I think he got a man of the match against this Zimbabwe.
but still,
Yeah.
I think that was because his batting. I think uh,
Okay.
I think so. I need to check the scorecard, but Zimbabwe also scored 184
Yeah,
against India,
yeah. I also don't remember his bowling figures, but
but he
I
batted
think,
very well. Yeah, he did 60, 56, 50 or some 16 balls or something. That was very good, but or 20
see,
balls.
the thing is also these Indian pitches don't always support Hardik's style of bowling a lot.
Yeah, he's also more of a hit the length, hit the deck kind of bowler.
Yeah, he's more
That's
of
why
the
he did well against
Jimmy
Pakistan.
Overton school of bowling.
So yeah, that that's the thing I'm worried because if you drop Arshdeep, who will give you those death overs? Like you saw, like Hardik Pandya was smashed. by uh, distant steps. Although I would say Hardik Pandya is one of the clutch players in this of the generation,
Yeah, yeah,
and you
yeah.
never know about knockouts. But do you drop? Because I also personally feel Kuldeep should be coming in place of one extra bowler. But the thing is that Indian batting has not been up to the mark, so they cannot risk dropping
If you
Shivam Dubey.
include Kuldeep, then you are somehow
And
reducing your batting strength. It goes without
Yeah,
saying.
so because the likes of
yeah,
Shivam Dubey, you can say,
they
or the
can't do
likes
this
of,
at this point because they are not sure of their batting prowess with
but
numerous batting
Kuldeep
collapses.
is also a genuine match winner for India. So it's going to be a very tough call for India also,
Yeah,
because Varun Chakravarti,
and
he is not
and
up to the
particularly
form.
against England, who have a
True.
weakness against quality spin. So they have a weakness against Varun,
Do you
Kuldeep,
think
Akshar,
Akshar
all these
Patel
guys.
would trouble them much because his ball doesn't grip a lot? So if the
Yeah,
ball
but
comes close, I
he
think
has
England
troubled them.
batters would like
He has troubled them in the past, although on different tracks. But
tracks.
he
Yeah,
has troubled them
because I think Akshar Patel,
even in
I'm
the
not
2024, even in the 2024 T20 World Cup semi-final. He troubled
yeah,
them a lot.
but I think Kuldeep could have been a good option. But do you drop Arshdeep Singh? I'm not
No,
sure.
surely,
Uh,
surely not. And I
That
think
would not be a
Arshdeep,
sensible call, I think.
and I think Arshdeep has a good matchup against Phil Salt. I was just seeing it the other
Yes,
day.
yes.
Let me just check Arshdeep.
or maybe I'm not sure. Maybe drop our captain Surya Kumar Yadav because he is also, as you mentioned, like Butler
He is
doing
the
nothing
captain.
and play Kuldeep Yadav. I think he can give some more runs compared to
Okay,
Surya Kumar Yadav.
so in
That's
so in
possible.
T20, guys, Phil Salt averages just 6.5 at a strike rate of 81 against Arshdeep, and in 2020, so IPLs and all, his strike rate is 132, but his average is 18.5, having dismissed twice by
That is
Arshdeep.
a serious matchup. That is a serious matchup.
And I think Phil Salt also, I think the ball coming in would be troubling him. I think,
Yes,
uh,
yes. With
and
Arshdeep
I
coming
think
round the stumps. Yeah,
yes, yes, and same I would say for Josh Butler also. I think nowadays I think his feet is not moving
Yeah.
that much against the Pacers. So I think these two, uh, I think Bumrah and Salt can trouble the likes of Butler and Salt in the power play.
Bumrah and Arshdeep, you said Bumrah and
Sorry,
Salt.
Bumrah and Arshdeep.
yeah.
But I'm still hopeful about Hardik Pandya because that reason because Hardik Pandya I think his bowling suits more on the middle overs when the 7 to 15 overs. But I think for death bowling on these Indian flat pitches, I think I'm not sure that would Hardik Pandya would be a good option or not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. I think Bill Jacks has played Varun Chakrabarti very well. He hasn't been dismissed yet in IPL and has scored at a strike rate of 140 against Varun.
Yeah, and Varun
See,
Chakravarti, we have seen
Varun
that
Chakravarti
his
hasn't been in
main
the best of his forms.
and
Yeah.
I was watching the match. His main aim is the googly and the slower ones. But I see that once he gets hammered, he tries to increase the space of the ball, tries to bowl towards the offside, like
Yeah,
he goes
he
defensive
then he then tries to bowl it more quicker into the wicket,
quicker. But that's
hard
not
length.
his strength. His strength is the slower ones, the googlies, which he
He
bowls.
And
tries to like
I was
Rashid
reading
Khan.
something that maybe
Rashid
regular
trying
matches
to skid the ball. Yeah.
isn't helping his fitness. I think he's having some stiffness in his shoulder because of which he's not being able to get
So
enough spin of the
in
ball.
India need that those four overs very well from Varun Chakravarti. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult for India to contain the runs.
Yeah, I think, uh, and in fact, that series itself wasn't playing a lot of balls, but only one match he faced Varun Chakravarti, he smashed him. Even when he was playing for RCB, he smashed Varun Chakravarti in 1 over. I think he's played Varun Chakravarti enough when he was playing for KKR in the nets, and
Yeah.
so if he can,
Okay. And I think on the drop of 53 minutes, we have a comment. And
Yeah.
the four semifinalist
Finally.
teams from four different continents.
That's a very
And
good catch. That's a very good catch.
Parthiv Goshal,
Yeah.
if you are new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe our channel. And please try to share it to the friends,
Yeah.
relatives, and
And thank
family
you for
members,
your
whoever
comment.
uh, love watching cricket related contents. And I think by if India qualifying, I think they did one thing. Otherwise, T20 World Cup held in subcontinent, and if four teams, uh, non-subcontinent teams would have qualified, that could itself could have been a record. So I think
Yeah.
all the subcontinent teams should give a thumbs up to the Indian team for saving that embarrassment.
yeah, so and even I think Josh Butler has struggled against Hardik in
So,
ODI,
what are
but
the
when it
continents,
comes,
by the way? One is
Hmm?
Africa, one is Asia, one is Europe, other one, New Zealand,
Oceania, they're saying.
Oceania.
Oceania or
Oceania,
yeah,
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
yeah.
good
So
catch, but
against in ODIs, he struggled, but when it comes to T20, he scored at a strike rate of 155 against Hardik, Josh Butler, and he hasn't got out yet. In T20s, which in comprises of IPL, he has got out a couple of times, but his strike rate against Hardik races up to 180.
Hardik, I'm not sure that they would use. Yeah, I think India only uses Hardik when it's Pakistan in the power play. Apart from that, Hardik is
No,
mostly
they used yesterday also.
they used yesterday, and which I was also not in a much favor of. But I still understand the reason because I think the kind of power hitters that West Indian batters had, they wanted
Yeah.
to save Bumrah for the last. But I, I don't think that's a good option. Like utilizing, I think Bumrah and Arzib should start, and I think Hardik could operate well in the middle overs. I think
Yes,
he's not that power play kind of a
Abhishek
bowler.
Sharma has played Adil Rashid only once in that series, 5 match series, and he scored at a strike rate of 248.
That's what I think. He think he could play Adil Rashid well, I guess. But I think Abhishek Sharma needs to be sensible. I think you cannot slog every ball for a six or a four. You have to take
See, it
those
also
singles,
depends on, I
those
mean,
doubles,
the
play on
situation,
the
like
merit of the ball. Just
how many
don't
wickets
go
fell.
blindly.
Yeah, all those things will also matter.
Yeah, just play on the merit of the ball. Don't just go every ball hit for a look for a six or a four. The way Sanju Samson played, he maintained the strike rate also, but he targeted the weaker balls, the balls which came into his length, came to his slot. So I would say what I would say is, but I assume that Abhishek, some senses would prevail in him, and he could do better on the on semi-final, and if not semi-final, the final. So that's what because that's what Indian team have given him a long rope since past 1.5 years, and he has been one of India's best T20 batters when it is batted. So just this World Cup, the form is down, but I think I'm expecting that he could do something. Otherwise, it will be very difficult for India to win because the form that Surya is in. So two batters out of form doesn't do well for a team like India to
Yeah, yeah.
chase
So we are
or
close to, I think,
uh,
1 hour into the
big
live.
totals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
So I
I
think
Okay.
think
And do we have any
we can
comments? Let me
continue
just
for
check.
5 minutes, and yeah, and then we can no more comments. I think we can leave it, and so I think yeah, slowly we can go for the predictions. But yeah,
yeah. So last
any
time when
Yeah.
we made some predictions. So do you guys remember
yeah,
who all
I
got
think
their
I was
predictions
I was I
correct?
was I was way out of form. I was way out. I think I predicted India, West Indies, England, and Sri Lanka. But
You predicted England, or you predicted
I
Pakistan?
I predicted England and Sri Lanka.
Okay.
Okay.
What did I predict? I forgot. I said England. I remember. The rest I don't remember.
That no, that I know that why I predicted England. I think two we had. I think two. It's okay. I think two predictions. I think all of us because India
I
anyway.
think I got
All of
three, if I'm not wrong. I think I've said India, South Africa. I mentioned that in the
yeah.
first group. And second, I think I said, who was it? I think Sri Lanka, New Zealand. I think something of that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think even Sri Lankan fans would be confused at why I chose Sri Lanka with that batting lineup. I think they gave me more hope against batting with Australia, but the way they batted in the Super 8, it's been a
See, Sri
horrible
Lanka and Zimbabwe just
from
they were
them.
just too. I mean, poor with their approaches.
Yeah, and Australia will be thinking that we got out losing to these two teams.
Yeah, Australia will be
Yeah,
kicking their heads that we lost to Zimbabwe.
yes,
And
and
Sri
I think
Lanka, both of them didn't win a single game.
in the su- in the Super 8, I think their own main aim was to just eliminate Australia from the T20 World Cup. I think, and
That helped the
they,
other teams actually. That made the
that
job
helped the other
easy for
teams
others.
absolutely because I think you talk much about Australia, but when it comes to semi-final and final, you
Knockouts,
don't
yeah.
want to face Australia and especially India. If in Narendra Modi Stadium, Ahmedabad, I don't think India would have wanted another
No,
final
but
with Australia.
Surya Kumar at the start of the tournament said that he wants Australia in the final.
I
I
think
think he
Surya
would
Kumar
have
Yadav,
regretted his
instead of
statement. He would have
chewing
regretted his
gum and
statement.
making some bold predictions, I think he should concentrate on his batting and just make the team in a strong position. Because if Surya
Yeah.
Kumar Yadav
So
doesn't win, I would be the first one to bash him the next time we come live, because I have a lot of hatred against him. The rage is going up, and one day the if the water overflows, I think it's gonna be bad. So I think he should now perform. It's very high time.
yeah. So I think we can slowly, Saptashi, maybe call it a day. We are 1 hour into the
Yes.
live. I don't see any
And
more
before that, I
comments.
think the predictions.
Yeah, yeah. So let's close with the predictions. So Ritik has spoken the least. So let's
Yeah, let
start
me
with you.
start. So against India, England, I would go with India, and
And is it a
South
wish or
Africa,
a
England, I will.
analysis?
No, you can say even on paper as well. India
Yeah,
is,
yeah. But
I think, and
your two finalists are
India and South Africa.
India and South Africa, and then who wins?
Yeah, and what happens next now? Don't ask me that. No, final, I
That,
can't
that
say.
let's
Okay,
That
let's talk
yeah,
about final on a different day. Let's the semi-final finish.
yeah. Let's talk
Why
about the
we take,
finalists.
yeah,
Yeah.
because that's a very tough question to answer. Yeah,
See, on final, it's one good day, so anything can happen,
yeah.
right?
okay. And Abhishek, India
I think
South
the
Africa.
the repeat of 2024 World Cup final. If but yeah, same.
Okay, so I'm just trying different. So I'm saying E- England and New Zealand. Just trying
The
to be
20.
20
unique.
Okay.
the 2019 World Cup final. So I think anyways, I think
Hmm.
it could be one of the finals. I think
Yeah, so I
England
think
and South Africa have never faced in a final, right? So that's the only combination left now.
I don't remember
no, yeah,
actually.
yeah, England and South
So
Africa haven't played yet.
so maybe we could okay. Maybe who knows that maybe that is the
And so
combination.
let's make it a bit more fun. So add your player of the matches for both the games.
Hardik Pandya from India and South Africa. Let's say, let me go with Dewar Brevis. Let's say.
I would go with David Miller, because he's, I think, the knockout man for South Africa, I think, in the past couple of years. So from South Africa, I'm going with David Miller, and let's go with bowler. I think Jasprit Bumrah for
So,
India.
okay, so for New
Although
Zealand,
I
I'm
think
going.
all the batting performance are considered more nowadays.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
not sure what the
and
parameter
particularly
could
in
be.
T20, I mean, for a bowler to get a for a bowler to get a pick of the match, he really needs to bowl something great like 4 or 5 wickets or maybe
Yeah,
absolute goal dust overs or something of that sort. Yeah, so
but
from me, I would say New Zealand Finalen and England.
Hmm.
I'm going with
mm,
Phil Salt.
Why not Sam Curran? I
I
mean,
mean, I can go
I
with
think
anyone, but
okay,
I think
that's
okay,
I
random
yeah.
think
prediction.
I think all rounders have the more
Yeah,
chance of getting a player of a match in a T20
Because
compared to,
they have both the aspects, right? I mean, so they can
yes,
perform well in either of them.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
yeah. So I think it's been a
Okay,
good
guys.
discussion.
I think yeah.
So
It's
Let's
been a very
let's
good live, and I think then we can meet again. I think after the semi-final or before one day. No, we never know.
hopefully
But
with
yeah,
some good mood. Yeah.
with some good mood. And anyways, I think it's our duty to uh, carry
Yeah. I
forward
mean, no matter
whoever wins.
which team goes to the
Yeah,
final, we will cover the final preview surely. Yeah.
yeah. So that will surely happen, and we'll also, I think, try to come up with some short, some interesting content. And you have already given us a lot of support on the shots. I think
Yeah.
4,000, I
Yeah.
think, views were covered on the last shot, so that was a great.
yeah, it was on
Yeah.
Uh,
it, it was on Pakistan, and so in that case, I would now shut up and let Abhishek close this video
so
with
so if
some
you're
comments on
supporting
his favorite team.
us on the Pakistan shots, if you're giving 4K views on that shot, I would expect that we expect minimum 15K or 20K views when we match make shots related to Indian content. I think that would make me more happy.
Yes, anything
Okay.
Abhishek would like to end with a small review on Pakistan and how they can do better in T20.
I think the management needs to be changed. I think lots of damads are playing, the likes of Shadab Khan, who is Sakrin Mustaq Damad, who is defending him on national television. And I think I just wanted to praise out that he was calling Indian ICC also, that the pitches, that Indian Cricket Council. So I think Sakrin Mustaq, I'm just calling you that just stop defending your Damad first in TV, and then talk and talk bullshit about India because India is very superior team than you. You are a great bowler, but so this kind of mindset is destroying the thing. And secondly, I think Mohammad Amit, who was mentioning that India would not go to
Yeah,
semi-final. I think
yeah.
that's tight slap on his face. So this, and also I think lots of Sasur, Damad, whatever is there, the
Shahid
things,
Afridi.
yeah, things should be removed from the team and bring domestic performers. Pakistan team have already done well in the under 19 World Cup.
Yeah, so
Uh,
even we saw with Saeed Zada this time.
yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
he
yeah.
broke all time Virat Kohli's record. I think that's itself is a great achievement. So I think go with domestic talent and you and Fakar Zaman. I don't because I think that would take another life. But I think the man who is the proven opener, how we could drop him and play someone like Babar in number 4,
Yeah, and you
and
are playing Fakar at number 4, number 5. You are dropping him, and this is your biggest clutch player.
how Abrar Ahmed couldn't play that England game? Can anybody give me
No,
any reason?
he played against India.
England against that England game,
England.
and where Shadab the Sasur was or Damad was getting hammered. I think he's a number 2 T20 bowler. England struggles against spin, and I think Um, so some of the decisions that they made are just horrible, and I think that sums up because Mike Heston is a league coach. He doesn't have that experience of coaching in international matches, so he always goes with the mindset of playing more all-rounders. We have seen in RCB also uh, compared to specialists, and I think that has haunted Pakistan more. I would say. So I
Hmm.
think everything needs to be changed. I think, and I think Pakistan.
Yeah.
The news was coming that 5 million. I mean, 50 lakhs salary was going to be deducted from Pakistan's player salary for playing so bad. So I think
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
kind of
From each player.
this from each player. So that's a very good move because I think enough is enough from I think from their
That
side, and I think
translates to, I think, 16 lakh rupees in the Indian currency,
that
I think.
transfers to 16 lakh
Yeah.
rupees in the Indian currency. I think I don't know it was 5 million PKR or INR. It
No,
was
no,
in
that was in PKR, but in INR,
yeah
it's, I think, 16 lakh something
16 lakhs.
from
I
each
think.
player. Yeah.
Mm, I think that's even a lot for them. I don't need to speak on the
Yeah,
economical
and
condition right now. So, but
is it the last time uh, we have seen King play in a T20 game?
yes, I think. See, we talked about this. If you remember, 2 years ago, also we talked about the same thing that this is the last time Babar is playing a T20 match. But
See, it
he
is
didn't
like
he missed the
CSK and Dhoni. I
he
mean,
missed
we
the
all
Asia
talk
Cup.
about,
He
is it
he
the
did
last time?
he did so well in he did so bad in the big bash, and I don't know on what performance he was brought in. On whose garden he scored runs. What was the criteria of him bringing back to the team? I don't know, and I am not sure that is it the last time or not. But and I think we will be
Or
talking two
maybe they
years
will,
from now.
or maybe they
In
will
tw-
drop him and then bring in Rizwan as a
yeah,
substitute.
maybe. And I think in 2 years time, I think we will be asking the same question that is it the last time? So, and I don't know.
See, that's the same story with CSK and MS Dhoni. This is going to go endlessly, it seems. Yeah.
Yeah, because you need someone to
Yeah,
create that hype. So he is creating that hype with his failures, but you need that entertainment, right? So let him be. It will be good for other teams also.
Yeah.
yeah. So in the on that note,
Okay,
I
then,
think
guys. Yeah.
time to wrap up.
I think it's a good time to end the live. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
yeah, cheers. Good
very
night.
very nice,
Thanks to
Dave.
everyone.
Thank you
Okay,
so much.
guys. Good night.
Good
Cheers.
night.